Saitama is finally getting the recognition all of us have been craving for.
It's a damn time.
Even random NPC heroes are recognizing Saitama's power, and the news is spreading like wildfire. Almost all the S-class heroes have recognized him, except for Tatsumaki, because, you know, she's... However, after this fight, they are going to become family.
What happened to the original plot of the movie?
Why? Because Saitama's ship with Fubuki has sailed. It's happening. Ladies and gentlemen, his power of unintentional riz has bagged the baddest girl in the series.
What?
Saitama is simply holding Tatsumaki by her wrist like a child. While surprised, she warns him to let go of her because she wants to go to the toy sections. Saitama then asks the Tornado of Terror to calm down. She attacks him with a power that was enough to blow away Genos. And let's be honest for a moment, he's the king of elves, so that might not be a good feat, right?
Yes.
Well, to Saitama, Tatsumaki's power doesn't feel any different to Fubuki, a B-class hero. Yeah, let's just understand this real quick. This brat dedicated her entire life to be strong and mighty, to prove a point to her sister, and Saitama says she's no better than her.
Emotional, damn it!
Understandably, this gets Tatsumaki's panties in a twist. Wait, does she even wear any? The animators in fact confirmed that she doesn't. So Tatsumaki gets pissed and goes full power, sending a psychic shockwave that destroys the ground for miles. With her full power, she makes Saitama's muscles twitch like crazy, which we know from the webcomic is her trying to disturb his psychic signal, aka his aura. However, this has the grand total, wait for it, drumroll please, 0 effect. In chapter 102 of the webcomic, Fubuki states that a person's psychic resistance is directly linked to a person's willpower. And thanks to Saitama's unusually thick spirit and being an ascended human being, it's like trying to pin down a huge boulder for Tatsumaki. This is something she can't understand, as she has never had to face someone on the level of Saitama before, because Saitama, through breaking his limiter, can enter non-tangible spaces like that of the Phoenix space, where inside the monster's mind, he could listen to the conversation between Phoenix Man and Child Emperor. During this infiltration, he even made Phoenix Man leave this spiritual realm just from his riz alone. Honestly, if a man can bend reality and travel through space-time, ignoring the laws of espers, this should be pretty easy. Furthermore, did you know there is a canon story called A Summer Festival with Tatsumaki? It takes place sometime before Saitama loses all of his hair, which was a year and a half after he started training. Fubuki dared Tatsumaki to enter a haunted house in a festival they were at. Tatsumaki went inside to prove she wasn't scared, and she ran into Saitama, who had a part-time job as an employee of the haunted house. She mistook Saitama for a ghost and tried to use her psychic powers to stop him from moving, but he effortlessly resisted it whilst only complaining about his clothes tightening and some of the hair on his head being pulled, which means before Saitama even lost his hair, Tatsumaki still couldn't do anything due to his sheer human spirit and willpower at the time.
That's why he's the GOAT!
Therefore, years later, Tatsumaki still cannot do anything against Saitama at full power. That also means Psykos and Orochi's fusion combined with God's power, even they wouldn't even come close to making Saitama become serious, as Tatsumaki scaled at a similar level to match. And since I gave you such a good Easter egg, please can you hit the notification bell and smash the like button? I'd appreciate it. Also, if you want to be rizzed out like Saitama, then be sure store to drink some gamer subs. Just look at all of these flavors they have. And the best part is that you can use the code ABD at checkout for 10% off all orders. The link will be in the pinned comment. Now, as a result of nothing working, Tatsumaki questions if Saitama is part of Fubuki's group. Otherwise, why would he be butting into their drama? Good question. But Saitama ignores her just like in the past, whilst he orders Fubuki to evacuate the area whilst he handles her sister. However, Tatsumaki gets the wrong idea, stating that the two seem awfully familiar with each other, you know what I'm saying? She asks if he's not her underling, what exactly could he be? Which is when fans get the reveal they've been waiting for. After years of shipping, Saitama and Fubuki, the Cape Baldy himself says, well, it's not like I'm her friend or her companion or her mutual friend either. I'm just an acquaintance. Oh. My guy didn't just friend zone her, he acquaintance zoned her? Like bruh. As Fubuki learns Saitama doesn't see her as a friend, she collapses to the ground and blushes. She's absolutely shattered that the one person she looks up to doesn't acknowledge her, as her whole shtick since she was a teen is to be so. Tatsumaki then states what we're all thinking. Why is Saitama getting so desperate over a mere acquaintance? Don't worry guys, there's still hope for our ship. Tatsumaki decides to put him to the test to see if Saitama deserves to be hanging around Fubuki the way he is, to which he corrects her, stating that Fubuki was the one dragging him into this. But ain't nobody got time for that, nor patience to listen to him, as she unleashes another attack, this time with enough power to physically alter the shape of the basement, twisting it around. The building begins to collapse, with its employees cursing Metal Knight for a shoddy build, not realizing that there's currently a battle between two freaks of nature surpassing any monster they've come across battling below. Like bruh. Saitama is annoyed by Tatsumaki's lack of care for the people around them, and the reason he has a grudge against her is because she destroyed his house. However, Tatsumaki's lack of care is more to do so with her not respecting the people around her, as these are the same type of people who experimented on her and Fubuki in their childhood. The Hero Association literally let Tsukiyomi take custody of Psykos, seeing her as nothing but a monster with psychic powers, just like Tatsumaki in her childhood. So why should Tatsumaki care about them? Anyway, Saitama grabs her and jumps through the building into open space, yelling at her to fight freely where there are no people around. But just take a look at Tatsumaki. It seems that after breaking his limit, Saitama has become the Rizzler, leaving a big hole behind. Fubuki is left shaking in her boots as she realizes what's going to happen now. I mean, if I was Fubuki, I'd be worried too. She tried to kill her boyfriend.
It should have been me, not him!
We all know Saitama is bored with life and his reality is extremely blurred, which resulted in him seeing everything as meaningless, as he mentioned to King before he gave him an inspiring speech. Supposedly, Saitama also viewed Genos as only an acquaintance that squatted in his house rather than a friend. But when he lost him in chapter 166, something snapped as he realized only then that he saw him as a friend, which Genos happily acknowledged at the end by receiving the memories from the other timeline. Through this cornerstone, One and Murata are building on the theme that Saitama's feelings towards his acquaintances need to change, as they will upgrade into friends. For example, even though he admits Fubuki drags him into everything, why does Saitama choose to listen to her or even help? Why does he let her into the home and eat hot pot with them or even speak on equal terms, right? This is evidence that Saitama cannot process how he feels, and King even informs him that to become the ultimate hero, he must ditch his god complex and simply become more in touch with his human side. Likewise, he is now saving Fubuki and by proxy Tatsumaki. He's trying to end their constant fighting, as he understands that for for their hearts to grow stronger, they need each other just like he needs them to have a purpose in life. This whole fight is merely a setup for Tatsumaki to eventually come to terms with her trauma and issues and let Fubuki grow in her own way. For instance, in the previous arc, we saw a much more powerful hero than Tatsumaki helping Fubuki, as well as Genos coming to her aid even without her asking. Saitama to Tatsumaki is like Blast 2.0. He is immensely stronger than her, which will lead her to respect him the most out of anybody else, resulting in her finishing the fight off with a statement similar to this. Ash, please take it away.
I can protect my little sister all the time. You're way stronger than all her lackeys. Starting today, I give you the privilege to be Fubuki's guardian. Also, I only lost because I was injured from my last fight, okay? Baka.
Now with Tatsumaki learning the truth, why not find out every character that knows Saitama's true power in this video? You won't regret watching more peak fiction, ladies and gentlemen. Goodbye.